Hey guys, Brandon here from A Plus Tree Service. Just sharpening some saws right now. Still my favorite way to sharpen saws is with a round file and a flat file for the rakers. Came across something that I wanted to show you guys because this year I realized, well, first of all, I have a wood boiler. So I used to cut wood in whatever size, split it in whatever size because it didn't matter to me. But this year and last year, I had way too much wood. So people were asking me if I would start selling it. So I've been selling wood this year. I believe I've sold 7 cords so far. I got another order for three bush cords next week. And then I'll probably sell one more bush cord to my buddy's nephew. And then after that, I think I'm just gonna keep the wood that I have. But the one problem that I realized I had was not cutting everything into uniform size when it's log form. You know, I always ask my guys to cut it into 16 inches. But like when you're on a job site or if you're here at the shop and you're cutting into 16 inches, you might get, you know, a few right, but then all of a sudden, you know, you get into the bigger logs. Next thing you know, you're cutting into, 10, 12 inches. You don't realize until after. You're just trying to make it manageable. But I realized stacking the wood when, you got from 10 to 12 inches all the way up to, there's some pieces in there that are 20 inches because my splitter will split 20 inches. And that was just based on, splitting wood for me. The bigger, the better. But if I'm going to get into selling firewood, I really want to have uniform wood because one, I can charge more because it'll be, proper size like the other firewood guys. It's a convenience factor for stacking either in the totes or just stacking in general. It's a lot easier when the wood is all the same size. So I messed up, but like I said, I had no plans of selling firewood. But for next year, I will be ready, and I have a little trick that I figured out how to, make sure you're cutting 16s every time. And it was from something that it was from one of the IBC totes. It's a piece from the IBC tote. You really don't have to do too much to it, and you can hook it to your bar and cut 16 inches. But stay tuned, I'll show you how to do that. All right, guys, if you guys have IBC totes, so if you're doing firewood, a lot of you guys have IBC totes. You can get the ones that come with the jug, the insert for liquid fluid that are in the inside. And on the top, they have these, two per tote. So they have 2 of these. You unbolt them to get the tub out of it, and you're left with this. So this, I just saw them laying on the ground because I was just going to scrap them, and I started looking, and I thought to myself, wow, that could be a good measuring tool for firewood. So let me show you what I did. I'll bring you into the shop and kind of show you what I came up with to make this work to cut 16 inches, or you could, 12 inches, 17, 18, whatever you want, whatever size you like, or you're selling to your clients. You can set it up so that you can, quickly measure it on the saw and just make your cut. So let me show you how I did it. Before I get to the shop, I just wanted to show you guys how the firewood pile is looking. Been just kind of filling totes with the off-size stuff for myself for the boiler, and then I've been making piles of the good stuff or the proper size stuff and selling it. You got your piece, so you're gonna want to saw. Wow, this is tight. You're gonna want to take this front bolt off, or this front nut. Take this front nut off, and these bars fit perfectly in here. You just have to grind the corners off of this piece to make it fit in there. And once you have those ground off, it fits perfect in like this. I will show you, but I just wanted to show you on, say, some people might want to use the 500i. This technique won't work for this because when you loosen these off, and certain saws are like this, it stays in there. It doesn't come out. The nut doesn't come out. It's a fixed unit to the cover. So if you're going to be using one like that, you probably could still do it, but you'd have to put a slot in there and then slide it up behind it and then tighten it. But for the saw that I'm going to be using for firewood, I'm going to be using this old 460. I'm going to dedicate it to firewood cutting, and I will always have the bar just on it. And yeah, it'll be a lot easier. Just, you know, make sure I got the saw sharp, the bar on, and then, you know, your guys will have no excuse to be cutting 12 inches or 20 inches and stuff like that, because if you're doing firewood, yeah, it's not a good thing. Okay, so normally do this on the bench grinder, but for purposes, it's a mess over there. I'm gonna do it on this. All right, so you should end up with something like that. And once again, guys, I'm not very good advocate of safety when it comes to power tools. Tree-wise, yes, I am, but not so much when it comes to doing anything else. I'm unsafe, but put safety glasses on. So some of them might be flared out here a bit from when they drilled the hole. Just grind that down as well, make it flatter. Okay, so you're left with something like that. All right, guys, once you grind that down, you cut the piece to length. You measure from the bar, not from here. So measure from the bar to the tip. I also put this zip tie on just to make it easier to line up when you're cutting, but it will look like that. Bolt it on. This saw has seen better days. It's an old one, but still works great. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Very simple, very easy. And let's go test it out. All right, guys, I got the Durette holding a long piece of ash, and I'm gonna demonstrate how this works. And this is 16 inches to the bar, so I put a zip tie on the end just to help me line it up a bit more. So let me show you how it works. Okay, I might be ending up with 17-inch pieces again. I just tend to like to go big, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm still ending up with 17-inch pieces. Perfect 17-inch pieces. So maybe I just need to put my bar at 15 inches, put the zip tie on it, because yeah, these are pretty uniform 17-inch pieces. But I don't think 17 inches is bad, so I'm probably just going to leave it like that, because people usually say anywhere from 14 to 18 inches is good. So I'm gonna leave it like that, and I'll just end up with 16 to 17 inch pieces every time. I cut some more. This saw definitely is cutting on an angle though. It's not nice. There you have it, guys. I kind of like it. Works good for me. It'll be great for my guys. I'm not going to end up with 10 inch, 12 inch pieces. This is going to get them pretty close to, 16, 17 inch mark, which is going to make my firewood pile a lot neater and easier to sell. For the amount of wood that I want to sell, I'd rather be able to get, full bang for the cord of wood. So doing it properly, having it dry properly, and being all uniform is it's going to be the way to go for me. So this thing will help me out a lot. Yeah, guys, if you have a piece of metal lying around or you have the IBC totes, making something like this is super simple. Takes you like 10-15 minutes, if that. And yeah, it saves you 30 bucks from buying it on Amazon. As always, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this helped someone out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.